Evening all. I'm delighted to say that Magnus Carlsen is doing wonders for the image and profile of chess. On a very popular talk show called Skavlan, he's actually played Bill Gates in a blitz game. For those of you who don't know, of course, William Henry Bill Gates is the former chief executive and current chairman of Microsoft, the world's largest personal computer software company, which he co-founded with Paul Allen. So he was playing white against Magnus on this talk show, and he was given 2 minutes, and Magnus Carlsen was only given 30 seconds. So what could Magnus do with his 30 seconds? So e4, and Magnus responds with knight c6, the Nimzowitsch defense, named after Aaron Nimzowitsch, one of the leading hypermodernists. They believed that you could actually just influence the center. You didn't actually have to occupy it in a literal sense. So here, knight f3, and now though Magnus strikes in the center with d5, challenging Bill Gates's pawn on e4. Now instead of taking on d5, in fact bishop d3 was used, just protecting that pawn. Magnus now put more pressure on e4 with knight f6, and now we see e takes d5. So Magnus has two ways to recapture this pawn, and he actually chooses to take with his queen, and this has a very aggressive intention now, that after knight c3 attacking the queen, Magnus plays queen h5, just waiting for the white king to castle kingside perhaps. In fact, castling does occur now, and now Magnus pins the knight on f3. This pin is slightly annoying for white, and Bill Gates tries to kick the bishop with h3, but Magnus Carlsen refuses to move the bishop. He actually just plays knight e5 here, putting much more pressure on f3. Perhaps best for white here would be to consider bishop e2 in this position. Bishop e2, and I think that actually this might be able to survive a little bit longer now for white than what actually happened here. There was h takes g4, which is slightly risky, because now after knight f takes g4, only the knight is preventing the checkmate on h2 here. This is a very dangerous situation for the white king. Now Bill Gates, perhaps he could have created an escape route for his king by playing the move rook e1. For example, knight takes f3, queen takes, queen h2 is not immediately decisive here because the king would have an escape route, but instead there was a terrible mistake here played by white. White actually played in this position knight takes e5, and Magnus was able to deliver a very swift checkmate with queen h2. So only using a few seconds, 12 seconds in total, 18 seconds were left for Magnus Carlsen from his clock. He only had 30 seconds at the start of the game. Bill Gates had used 50 seconds. His clock shows 1 minute 10 at the end of the footage on YouTube. So a very, very quick win for Magnus Carlsen. Bill Gates made a terrible error in leaving his h2 unprotected for that checkmate. So Magnus is really getting the name of chess in the media, and I think it's fantastic that there's this celebrity blitz chess game showing, you know, the fun and excitement of chess to the masses. Comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.